Good evening. This is my exercise 10, Forum 3 of Contemporary World. My name is Vanessa Elizabeth Ortiz Padilla. I hope you like it. The first things we're going to talk about is about the bipolarity of the international relations between the United States and the Soviet Union. The end of the war resulted in a new conflict. Two blocs developed around the Soviet Union and the United States, with other countries being forced to choose between the two camps. The conflicts of interest between the new world powers gradually multiplied, and a climate of fear and suspicion reigned. The result was a long period of international tension interspersed with dramatic crises, which from time to time led to armed conflicts without actually causing a full-scale war between the United States with capitalist ideas and the USSR with communist ideas. From 1947, Europe, divided into two blocs, was at the heart of the struggle between the two superpowers. This started what is commonly known as the Cold War. The second topic that we're going to talk here is about the D-Day. The D is derived from the word day. D-Day means the day on which a military operation begins. The term D-Day has been used for many different operations, but it is now generally only used to refer to the Allied landings in Normandy. The Overlord operation that was the largest air, land, and sea operation undertaken before or since June 6 of 1944. The Allied offensive succeeded in driving the Germans out of France, making the occupation complete by freeing Paris in August 25 of the same year. From that point on, nothing could stop the advance of the Allies on the continent. At this point, Germany found itself virtually closed in between two fronts, with the US forces pressing in from the west and the Soviets on the east. The last topic that we're going to cover here, or at least the last aspect, was when the Nazi Germany collapsed. After the successful Allied invasions of Western France, Germany gathered reserve forces and launched a massive counteroffensive in the Ardennes, which collapsed by January. Strategic bombing campaigns by Allied aircraft were pounding German territory, sometimes destroying entire cities in a night. In the first several months of 1945, Germany put up a fierce defense, but rapidly lost territory, ran out of supplies, and exhausted its options. Then came to the end of the Third Reich. As the Soviets took Berlin, Adolf Hitler committed suicide in April 30, and Germany surrendered unconditionally on all fronts on May 8. Japan continued to fight after the German surrender for a few months, but then the United States dropped the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombs in the final stage of the World War II, which caused a lot of destructions and a lot of deaths, as well as radiation, and a more than 40% of the city destroyed. My opinion of the topic is is quite simple because it is a war and it is talking about the ending of a war. It is very interesting and at the same time it is very sad to hear that a war with that massive destruction created another conflicts and another wars instead of just teaching the whole society that it might not be the answer and you lose more than what you gain.